Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. I hope you're all well. In our last episode, we went right through the whole instruction manual and we put all the superstructure together and all the main bits, and we ended up with our hull and all our bits and pieces, our black, our dark grey, the floor. It's already done. So where are we at now? So what we have to do is we're going to start painting all these pieces. All this stuff here should have well and truly dried by now, so there should be no problems. Most of the superstructure is going to be in the light grey, and we're going to use the darker grey as a bit of a highlighter. So what we need to do is we need to get set up for that and paint all these pieces. So some of these bigger pieces we will undercoat. I'm not going to undercoat these tiny small pieces. I will the black ones, the big pieces, but the tiny ones I'll just paint them in their actual colours. And then, to be honest with it, it might even pay just to hand paint these. All the superstructures, there's basically 1, 2, 3. There's a bit of walling there. There's the rear aft section. The flues and the cannons tops. We'll do all those and undercoat as well. So I think I'm going to get set up for that right after the coffee. So there's all our main pieces we need to paint today. So I think what we're going to do is we'll remove these for now. These are so small, I may just hand paint all those. We do need the black out of here, so they'll have to be undercoated. We'll only worry about undercoating right now. Might undercoat those two big pieces too. Put that over there. They're all small pieces. So I'll get the undercoat ready, and I think we'll do the hull first. I'm going to wear gloves today because I've got lots of small pieces that I'm going to hang on to. So rather than have paint all over my hands, I'll use the gloves. So I've got my undercoats ready to go, almost due to make up another batch of this stuff. This is quite full, it's got 6 pipettes in there. I need to clean that off. That's now cleaned off. I really enjoy painting day. I quite like mucking around and painting stuff and bits and pieces, so yeah, I really look forward to this. So now we're all ready, let's get on with it. Okay, I'm not going to show you all of it. I'm just going to come in with bits and pieces and show you how I go. I'm just going to test this first. What am I doing here? I'm checking it. It's borderline a little too thick. Let's do the back. Just open that up a little more. It's a little hard to notice what's going on. It's definitely on there. Yeah, that's better. I've got it coming out fairly thick now. Not thick, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I love this gun for the undercoat. Still coming out. Seemed to be a little blocked. So there's all our main pieces all undercoated, including our hull. Came up pretty good. It's all uniform, it's one colour. I can barely make out the waterline, which is good because I'm going to use the waterline. So that's not bad. So again, the whole point of this was always do your light first and your dark second. That's on anything that you paint. Lighter colours first and then work your way up to the dark. There's a new batch of colour made up and mixed. So I've done all of those, most of them in 2 coats. This one here I started to do and I'm pulling back out because I'm going to hit this one with the darker colour, and then I'm going to come back with the light to show you how you paint these with an airbrush, get the floor and still get the colour paint. So all those light grey pieces are painted. We're going to get this one here, and we had a whole heap of actual grey ones to do, which were the darker grey. So all these have to be painted somehow. These small pieces, they're all set up. You could argue that these ones, I think they're too small to airbrush, but if you took your time, you probably could, setting it up the same way. And I'm going to think about which way I'm going to do those. So I've got the air, not the air turned right down, but I've got the paint turned right down. So it's not going to really come out super fast. You've heard me say this before, a bit of a dust coat first, just to get the plastic to accept the paint. And I know it doesn't look like much is coming out, but if I put it here, you'll see it. So dust coat just helps the plastic to accept the paint. That goes off, the dust coat goes off quick. Let's put a dust coat on the floor in here as well. Yeah, no more than that. So it's got a very slight tinge to it now. We'll give that a few minutes to go off. Actually, what I did forget on that one is the top floor. So we'll just give that a very slight dusting as well. That corner. And if you put that up against another grey, you'll see it's actually changed colour. Yeah, there we go. So that's a dust colour, the dust coat. Okay, it's been a few minutes. Let's give that another hit. Okay, there's our very second light coat. I mean, I'm barely got the paint coming out, so it takes a little bit to put it on there. So we'll come back in a few minutes again. I also did the floors on these two structures. I'm coming back to spray grey anyway, so I can touch them up afterwards. So there's our final coat on those bits and pieces. I'm going to leave these out. We're coming back to redo the grey again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and spray that way that time, where we don't hit the floor but we hit the structure. So that's how we're going to do those. Same with these. I've hit this. I've stayed away from the structure, but if I paint that way, I'll miss the floor and I'll clean the structure back up. And pretty much the same with that one there. We're playing it that way, away from the floor, and that'll be alright too. Just so we have a little bit of different tones in there. Okay, now I've swapped back to the lighter colour. Let's paint this. So you want to shoot now away from the floor. So, and you want to shoot away from that stuff as well. So we'll go just here. The brush is on very, very light. Yeah, just making sure it was coming out there. So we're staying right away from the floor, but we're painting the rest of the structure just in case we got any paint anywhere else. Let's turn that back around a little bit. Because there's paint on the structure there, so if we turn that around that way, and our paint, we should miss all of that. Yeah, that's it. Let that one dry off for a second. Doesn't take much. So backwards, away from the floor, or upside down if you like. Just there. Still coming out? Yeah, still coming out. Probably just needs a bit more. This one, again, it's one of the bigger ones to see this on. There was a lot of floor to cover on this one. So I'm just going to get a bit of grip on that. So like that, you can see all the floor. Like that, there's no floor. So you want to really hit that. Yeah. Let's prepare this one to paint this way. Turn that one around. So now we have a coloured floor and a clean structure without masking it up. That's the whole point of all that. Coloured floor, probably can't see it. Let's paint it over. Still coming out? Yep, still is. Barely coming out of the gum. Do that one down, give that one another hit in a minute. Just do this one again. Use the light to help me see. Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. The back. This will need another hit in a minute. Just while we're there, we'll do the top of that locker box that way. That's it. So now we have the floor painted and the side painted, no masking. It's drying off rather quickly, so I can almost just about hit that again. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, very happy with that. There you go. Let's do this one more time because it was a little bit faded before. That's it. Same with that one. Got a slight little bit of tinge towards the floor. Yeah, that one's good. So they're good. Alrighty. Put that colour back. You notice I had trouble there with the gun. Again, all I did was clean the tip and it came good. Okay, I got some black. Just using some of this creative acrylic paint. Watered it down, and now I'm just going to do some of this black stuff. Let's see how it goes on first. So just currently giving the stands and the flue tops a bit of an acrylic black from this stuff here. It's just some cheap acrylic I got. I've watered it out. Actually, I actually mixed it up in the gun. That's how little I need. So yeah, we'll just wait for it to dry, give it a couple more coats, and that'll do it. Well, they look like they're done now. So we do have to go back to spraying the other side of these in the darker colour. So I think I might swap the paints over and do that. Although, how much other black do I have? Actually, you know what? While I'm at it, I'm going to put another tape down and I'm going to do the other black stuff on the tape. Actually, they're too fine for that. I've just squashed an anchor trying to put on the tape, so let's just scrap that. So I've turned these over and I've just put another coat on these to try and bring them up to that, you know, that darker middle grey. The black turned out alright. I've got a few bits and pieces here still mucking around. I've come up with a bit of an idea on this, and I would only do this on this 700 scale ship. So I was going to paint these this colour anyway, and what I have done in the past is, so the boats I'll do, but some of this little stuff, if I just hit them with matte afterwards, they look like they're painted anyway, and you just flatten them out to the same colour as the rest of the ship, and it's fine with the matte varnish. I've done this before, not to this scale, but I am considering doing it on this one as well. Okay, I just gave them one more hit. I think I'm going to do them one more time and then call them done, only because they're the gun barrels and stuff. And that's some mask and the extra mask. So yeah, I think I'll just give that a little more. We're almost done then. So as far as the painting, because we're going to kind of cheat a little bit. But yeah, so I'll give this one more coat and then I'll come back again. And we still have to deal with these, which were too small to spray, and I definitely still want these in a darker colour. So I think I'm going to get a brush and hand paint all these. So there's all our bits and pieces. There's our paint. It's watered down paint, so that's alright. I'm going to, as I do them, I'm just going to chuck them in this tray here. I put this tray through the washer, which is alright. So that's ready to go to chuck some stuff in there. So I'm just changing tact a little bit here. I've gone for the thicker colour because I don't really want to be painting these 10 times. That was a little too much. So take that off. And what I'll do is I'll paint sort of like one half. I'll put it in my little dish and I'll come back and paint the other half. I really do want these painted, but I don't want to have to muck around and paint them 10 times. So there it is. Still plenty of paint on the brush. So just give her a dab. And in my little dish. The little tiny cannons here, I'm only really going to do each side of them. So just like that. I just sort of want them highlighted. And that'll do it. Keep going. So this paint here is not watered down. It's just straight out of the tub. Good for painting. If you can get it off your tweezers. Yeah. So keep going with this. It's quite nice. Get it off one and I can't get it off the other. Here we go. Oh, these were the little tiny flues. So yeah, they're quite important. There was a reason I want them dark. Because they're so tiny, I just would have wanted them to stand out. Oh God. I wish it wouldn't do that. You just messed my bench up. Well, they took all of about 3 minutes to paint one half. So what I'll do is I'll just let them sort of go off. And then I'll grab the painted half and I'll paint the non-painted side. That'll do it. Well, they should be just about dry enough now to have another go at. And most of this other stuff in the now done too. So all the superstructures are done. They're grey. These do need the antennas done slightly darker so they stand out more. It's not overly necessary, but I think to make them stand out more, why not? The superstructure came up well with the painted floors with no tape or anything. So not super painted, but yeah, I mean, you can see it's painted there, all the colour, and the floor is painted there. That was a good idea, tipping it upside down. What do we got here? All the black bits are all painted. All the dark grey pieces are all painted. So the light grey stuff I already spoke about, what I'm going to do there. So it's really just this stuff here, and then we can go back to putting the ship back together. So what we do now is grab the painted end that I was hanging on to last time, and then we paint the other end to finish that off. Probably a little bit too much paint on that one. And we put them in a new tub. That's it. We'll just continue on with all of those. Okay, so they're kind of all done. And while I was waiting for that black to dry before, I quickly just threw on some tape. I put this on my jeans first to tamper it out. It's not as strong. This hole did get a good sanding though before all the other painting, so I shouldn't have any problems with this one. I'm hoping not. So that looks pretty good. Just get rid of that little bubble there. No more bubbles. One there. Pretty good there. Yeah, so let's get some paint on this. Okay, I'm all set up. Let's put a dust coat on it. I started giving the dust coating and my gun blocked, so I don't know why it blocked. So I'm just going to clean the tip and continue. So there we are with the hull painted. I'll just let that dry off a little bit and then I'll take the tape off and we'll see how we went. So there we have it. I think we're going to call it a day for today. It's been quite a few hours in painting and mucking around with all this stuff. I'm going to try and compress it all into one file or one episode. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.